Go.
Hey. To me, it was like, as an artist, like, does it restrict me to just write about things that I've experienced? And to me, it was like, no, because I could write about things that people have experienced, and I could just use their story, not as mine, but I could write about them and not exactly make it seem like, hey, yo, this is their name, but this is a story that I'm portraying. And if anybody asks, hey, did you experience this? Like, no, I saw somebody go through it, and I think it's important that maybe they don't have a platform to explain it, but I'm there and be like, hey, yo, this is something that I saw. Kind of like making up words. I was like, can I make up a word? You know, am I restricted to only using certain words? I was like, no. I was like, you could make up words. You know, like
Beefy.
yeah. Snoop Dogg is infamous for it when he, you know, for shizzle my nizzle and shit like that. Like that shit.
Yeah.
He changed language to benefit him, and it worked. You know, and I've never experienced love, but I've seen love. I've seen people love each other, and I've seen people sacrifice things for love. So when I talk about love, it's not that I've experienced love. It's I've seen love, and I could talk about it. You know what I mean? So when I wrote Sweaters Back, I ain't never I had a couple girls take my sweaters, but I was never like, hey yo, give me my fucking clothes back. You know what I mean? There was rules, but when you're in love, you share clothes. She wears your shit all the time. Boom, boom. You feel me? Yeah. So I was like, fuck it. If I were to be in a relationship and it were to just end, I would want my fucking sweaters back.
Yeah.
So
you just wrote like.
So I want, yeah. So that's why I wrote about that.
Yeah. I feel that 100%. Yeah.
All right, here's the question. I think it's okay to write about other people's experiences.
Yeah.
But when you're singing a song, when you're writing a song, can you write it from the first person? Can you say I and then all that stuff? Or do you got to be like, okay, it wasn't really me. This is a story about a friend, but I'm going to just write it from the first person. Do you got to say that in every song, or can you just do it?
You're a writer. There's people, as a writer, you could write books in first person, second person, or third person. You know, when you tell a story, you could write whatever you want.
From whichever point of view.
People talk about doing home invasions, and when I was showing you the song a couple like last week, where I was like, oh, this is a story about a home invasion, how I killed somebody. It's not the fact that I did it.
I hope not.
But it's a funny story that hey, I don't have to be restricted on just doing what I did, because remember that we're doing this to have fun.
Because my life sucks and it's really.
Yeah, you know,
I'm
a writer, I'm an artist, so I don't want to be bound by shit that I just did. What if I want to write about how a feather feels when it falls from the sky? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a fucking feather, but I could write about it.
Well, that goes into, like, directors writing, like, movies about, like, things
exactly,
that happened in the past.
Exactly,
you know, like, they weren't there for that shit, but they can still write about it. Like, you know, that's how it comes to life.
That's why I've been, with meeting up with you guys, I've been really comfortable lately, because I was like, man, you know, fuck that. I don't want to just write about shit that I've done, because, you know, that's not fun. Like, let's do, like, this right here. Well, not this one right here, but other songs, you know, the pit stop and shit. You know, stuff like that. It's fun. You know, it's fun, and people can relate to it, whether we've been through it or not.
Tom Thumb is my pit stop.
Tom Thumb's expensive. It's not my pit stop.
Shit, if they sell beer, it's my pit stop. Bro.
They're open till 1:00 and they're like across the street, basically. So,
so it's a pit stop. That's a pit stop.
Shit, if they sell tacos, you gotta be done there, buddy. Oh my goodness.
well, that's all I'm gonna record.